Good morning all. So, as you can tell by the title, I've bought a Mark II Fiesta. Here it is. So yeah, when I first started driving, when I was like 18, you could pick these up for like £150. You just cannot pick them up for £150 anymore. Even the Rotters go for more than that. So when this popped up for a fair price, I had to have it. Solid in all the right areas. All the wings are pretty mint. The bumpers are a bit scabby, but that doesn't really matter. I think it's had like one tiny small patch of welding here, but I don't mind that. It looks quite a nice job. But yeah, it's pretty clean. Don't really know what the plans are for it. I'm just going to roll with it and see how it pans out. Genuine Ford tow bar. I'm going to leave that there because I quite like that. It's even got the Ford emblem on the like the wiring plug. But yeah, it's okay. I think the carb's a bit gunked up because when you drive it, it sort of hesitates and coughs and splutters a bit. And when it gets really hot, it doesn't like to idle, so I might try and address that today. It's pretty basic inside. It doesn't even have a radio. But yeah, I just like it because it's clean in all the right places. The wings are all mint. They've never been welded, don't need any. Not even scabby yet either. All the battery tray's solid. I think someone's painted it in red oxide at some point in its life. It's got little dinks of rot everywhere and stuff like that, but you know, nothing I'm going to worry about. It's a good usable car. So the one thing I'm going to do on it today, I've bought these. So I've bought these, I've had these made. Not made, but you know what I mean. So these are my 13-inch Mark II Fiesta XR2 pepper pots. I had the inserts painted black, and then I had them diamond cut and then lacquered. So these are very nice and shiny. Put some new mk2 tyres on them. So today I'm going to fit these and also have some gas coilovers. Let me show you my little boot of spares. I've had this car for quite a while, but it's actually just sat on my driveway and I've not used it. And I was waiting for some time, some free time, so I can have a little play with it. And today's the day. So yeah, as you can see, I've got a few little spares come with it, manuals, loads of new old stock Ford parts. I've got some gas coilovers. I picked these up off Facebook Marketplace. They popped up really cheap. They're a bit crusty, but doesn't fuss me. They're not leaking. So yeah, right. Let's get the coilovers on. Got the front coilovers on. Look quite at home there. Already it looks really low. And they're wound all the way up. That's just how they come. So I'm going to leave them like that for now. And then see if I need to adjust the front height to match the back height once I get the backs on. So yeah, let's do that. Drop the rear beam down. I had to pull the exhaust off because it was getting in the way. Not off, but just take it off the rubbers. Old springs, new springs. Definitely going to be a lot lower. It's going to get rid of some arch gap. They're not actually that stiff in comparison. So hopefully, drive quite nice. I need to let it down, open the boot, and then unbolt the rear shocks. It's covered in like underseal and waxy oil in here. It's quite nice. It's very, very solid. Yeah. Not bad. Right, get the boot open, get these shocks off. So, all the rear shocks are on, and rear springs are in. They're not seated because obviously there's no weight on the car yet, so it will go a lot lower than that. Annoyingly, I have got an adjustable panhard rod somewhere. I can't remember where I've put it, so I need to go on the hunt to see if I can find that, because I want to do the tracking, but obviously I want to square the back end up before I do the tracking. But I can't remember where I put the panhard rod, because obviously when you lower it, as the suspension goes down, this rod will shift the whole axle back over this way more. So then with the adjustable panhard rod, you can adjust to square it all up where it's lowered. I need to go and look for that. Yeah. Right, let's crack on. Put the back wheels on. Very nice. Missing the centre cap. I've got it over there. I'll fit that in a minute. Looking good though. Oh yeah. I've just sort of like eyeballed the front wheels, as in like the front tracking. Obviously where it's a lot lower now, it was towing in like mad. I've just sort of like eyed up the discs, and even though it's on the ramp I can see it's tying in. So luckily both track rod ends were very, very loose. which is handy. So I've wound the lock nuts all the way back, and I'm just going to wind the track rod end in a little bit just to eyeball the track in before I let it off the ramp. Then I'll get it on the 4-post and do a proper 4-wheel alignment. Might go and try and find my panhard rod before I do that. I don't know, I'm going to go with the flow. Let's see how it pans out. All 4 wheels are on. Oh yeah, I can't wait to see what this looks like on the floor. Got my centre caps in as well. Covered in tyre soap. I need to give them a bit of a clean. Torque the wheels up. Let's lay it down. I need to tidy up a bit first, I think. Find somewhere for all this stuff now. So, I've backed it off the ramp. And I'm just eyeballing it. And from what I can eyeball, the front needs to be lower. Ideally, the back needs to be lower, but I'd need a new set of springs for that. I think I have got some 60mm springs somewhere. I can't remember where they are, but if I find them, I think I will fit them. Maybe. But yeah, doesn't look too bad. I'm going to put it back on the ramp, and I'm going to wind the front down maybe 1.5 inches, something like that. And then see how it looks from there. Hey, Charlie. Yeah, man. Right, let's put it back on the ramp. Before I fitted the front shocks, I did wire wheel all the threads on the actual gas coilovers. So hopefully, if I just spray a bit of oil on it, it should undo and I can wind them down. Oh, I like it. Right, I've had this Fiesta on and off the ramp more than Charlie's been on and off his missus.
What, once?
Yeah, once. And I think I've got it sitting pretty damn good. It's hard to see, especially in the video, but yeah, it looks good. Everything's loose at the minute, so I still need to tighten up all the coilovers, as in the lock nuts. And then I'm going to loosely do the tracking. Oh, you know what I haven't checked? How far out the panhard rod's pushing everything. Oh yeah, it's over. You can see that this back wheel sits further in. Not by much though, but as I do have a panhard rod, I might as well use it. Right, I'm going to loosely do the tracking. I'm going to see if I can go find my panhard rod. Yeah, looks good though. I like it, I'm happy. I think all Mark II Fiestas should have come like this. Cool. Onwards and upwards. So I've been mucking about with the tracking a little bit. Just using this old school tracking bar from like the 60s, 70s, something like that. Just a lot easier. All I'm doing is adjusting the toe. I ain't mucking about with the camber because I haven't got any camber bolts. So as you can see, I have quite a bit of camber on the front. I don't know how well the camera will pick that up. So I've given it a little bit of towing to counteract that, but just to make it drive so I can drive down the road. And then once the suspension settles up a little bit and I find my panhard rod, I'll bring it back and then I'll get it on the proper 4-wheel alignment. I've never done wheels this small. It should be alright though. I've got the centre clamps, which are obviously better for lowered cars, so we will see how it goes. Right, I'm going to tighten up the suspension. I'm going to get my overalls off. We'll go for a drive. Woohoo! Drive's alright, you know. I thought it was going to be a lot bumpier on the road, but it ain't. It's actually quite solid and quite planted, but it doesn't, you know, rattle you to death. I'm quite happy with this. And the steering wheel's pretty straight as well, considering I only done it with a bar, not with a laser alignment. Yeah, I'm happy with this. Don't think I want to change it any more from this, as in suspension ride height. Yeah, right, on the way to the farm, see if I can find my panhard rod. So, down at the farm, and I found my panhard rod. This is one of Shane Baker's ones. Obviously it's all wrapped up. It's polybushed, I believe. It's got the adjuster in the middle there, so I can adjust it. You'll see it better when I fit it on the car. But what I also found, which I completely forgot I had, new old stock headlight covers. They're not genuine Ford, but look at them. Now that is fucking retro as heck. I've got 2 sets of these as well. No, I won't sell the other set. So I'm gonna fit them because I think they look hard as nails. Oh yeah. Right, back to the garage, fit the panhard rod, do some proper tracking. Let's go. So, fitted my headlight covers. I think they look pretty freaking cool. And then old Ted comes out of his unit. What's this?
This is a McLaren Formula 1 car from the 1970s ride height checker.
A 1970s McLaren ride height checker.
Yep.
Oh, so it's got a tape measure there.
It's got
a sliding. Those are nuts. He just comes rocking out and starts measuring my ride height. You telling me I need to go lower? What's that saying?
It's a little bit lower this side than the other side.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, all right. I'll wind this corner. Need to wind this corner up a little bit, I think, or the other side down. No, we'll wind the other side down. How much?
Yeah, about 2 or 3 mil.
Oh, 2 or 3 mil?
Yeah.
Well, that could be the uneven ground then, couldn't it? So they could. Is it higher than the driver's side? Lower on the driver's side. Oh, I see.
Lower.
This side. When I actually, now you look at it.
So when you sit in it, it'll be alright.
So when I sit in it, it'll be level. Yeah, I know. Just lent you them. Woo! What are you doing, Ollie? Sorting out your turret. You're into door sales now.
Yeah. I'm gonna buy some doors.
I'm gonna buy a door. You even numbered them.
Yeah.
I feel sorry for the people from 0 to 11 that have come home to a house with no doors. Right, let's crack on. When I was like 18, 19, and in my first years of driving, I used to buy mk2 Fiestas for a couple of £100, lower them on just lowering springs, because that's all I could afford, because I was an apprentice, and I'd put them on pepper pots, because that's all I could afford, because I was an apprentice. I'm now 35 years old, and I'm still lowering mk2 Fiestas on pepper pots. Just a bit of food for thought there. Right, we are back at the workshop, and I have the Mark II up on the tracking ramp. I have fitted my panhard rod, Shane Baker, very nice. New bushes, new bolts. Now what I can do is adjust this nut in the middle here, and what that will do is obviously alter the length of this bar so I can square the rear beam up with the car. So I just need to find a point that I can measure at both sides and start adjusting until I get it square, and then get the super tracker out and square it up properly. Yeah. Right, where's my spanner? So I've got all the tracking gauges on. This is when my centre clamps come into their own. These are brilliant for lowered cars, because the normal hangers hang over the top of the tyres. These clamp the actual tyre. And then the 3 points sit on the wheel is adjustable. So yeah, I'm quite happy with that. I thought I'd track it as an XR2, but for an XR2, they're saying a load of tow out. I don't really want to tow it out because I've got a shed load of camber. Caster's all right, I'm fairly happy with that, but obviously I've got loads of camber, obviously too much camber where I've lowered it. So you can see the top of the wheel is in and the bottom of the wheel is out, giving me loads of negative camber. I've got no adjustment on it. I should have bought some camber bolts really and fitted them at the same time, but even with camber bolts, I don't think I'll get that out, just because the way Mark IIs are, they're just not really designed to be this low. I've set it up as parallel, but they want it to tow out a little bit. I don't really want to tow it out just because of the camber angle, and even after talking to Charlie, you agree with me, don't you, Charlie?
Yeah.
Yeah, Charlie's over here doing a timing chain. Living the dream, ain't you, mate?
Always.
Hello.
Hello.
So yeah, I might, I think I'm actually going to tow it back in a little bit. Just tow it in just a tad rather than tow out, because I don't want it to scrub the tyres. And I had it towing in when I literally just drove down the road to the farm to get the panhard rod. And it drove really nice. I was quite happy with it. So when I put it on here to see that it wants me, the computer wants me to throw it completely the other way. I suppose that's for a standard ride height car though. So yeah, I'm gonna tow it in a bit, leave it like that. Right, let's crack on. Right, that'll do. So I've got it towing in 8 minutes and 7 minutes. Total tow of 15 minutes. So that will do for me. I'll leave it like that. Oh, and for the keen-eyed viewers out there, yes, I haven't got it on turn plates. I've only got 2 turn plates. Really, I should have 4 turn plates to have the whole car up, but I'd rather track it flat and level, because obviously when it's up on front turn plates, it can throw it out a little bit. So yeah, I've got it just sitting flat on the ramp, but it should be alright. The ramp's quite slippery and I've never had a problem. Need to invest in turn plates, but a lot of money. Right, let's get it down. Jobbed. I thought just better check my antifreeze while I had it up the workshop. Tested it, didn't test up very great. That's a bit weird. Had a look at the cap, I was like, oh my god. What's the state of that? It's like rust. Less than ideal. So, I'm currently flushing the cooling system. Every little helps, doesn't it? So that's it all tracked up. It's even better out in the sun. Gave the wheels a little clean. Not good enough, clearly. Fresh coolant, all run up to temp now. Flush load of gook out. Oh yeah. Right, I think I'm going to call it a day for this video. So yeah, hope you enjoyed my little clip of my new little car here. If you did, like, share, subscribe. If you didn't, don't. Cheers guys, bye.